So I cleaned the bong out. I prepared for this reefer. It came. I put it in a little wooden jar and I let it cultivate for a little while because I had some other weed in the grinder. And then I fucking got that weed out last night about 6 o'clock. I re-cleaned the bong and there was nothing really in the bong, but I wanted the fresh new fucking baboom. I hit that bong, hit 3 times. Guys, I ate a whole, you ever get those popcorn things for Christmas? And it comes with a sleeve with 3 things, caramel, cheese, and garlic. I ate the whole garlic last night. My hand, it was like creature feature. My hand was down there to the fucking bottom. It was just pouring out. And then I made a half a salami sandwich because I'm watching my weight. You know what I'm saying? So one piece of bread. And as I was going to bed, I kept going, oh, I better go out there and make another sandwich because I'm going to get up in the middle of the night. No, I passed the fuck out, guys. But I got up at 4 thirsty as a motherfucker. I haven't had salami at night in years. What's happening, you savages? It's Uncle Joey here. It's Tuesday, the 9th of January. A beautiful day to be alive. Let's talk some business here. The check-in is brought to you by Onnit. Listen, Onnit's been there with us for 10 years, and I love them. From the Alpha Brain to the Shroom Tech to the Shroom Tech Immune. They have so many new products. But how do you know? Go to Onnit.com right now. If you see something you like, press Coco, Diaz, whatever, and get 10% off. Tell them Uncle Joey sent you. I forgot what the code was, seriously, but it's either Coco, Uncle Joey or Joey. You're going to get 10% off delivered right to your house. And it's a great way to start the year with some Alpha Brain to get your tip-top magoo, get your focus back on to help you be the best that you can be. Speaking of being the best that you can be, this episode is also brought to you by Fuji.gi, FujiGi.com. Listen, from day one, I've used the Fuji Gi. If you're thinking of joining jiu-jitsu and you're a little bit of a big dude, go to Fuji. They got the gi for you. They got a nice A5, a nice A6. The belt, you'll wrap it around your stomach like 14 times, and it still falls off. Why? Because you're chubby like Uncle Joey. Anyway, go to Fuji.com. Tell them Uncle Joey sent you. Diaz, Joey, Coco. Try all 4 of them. Get 10% off your first order on gis. The fucking gis are tremendous. The Superado, they got some gis, dog, light training gis that'll blow your fucking mind. Go to Fuji right now. And without further ado, let's get this party started, Jack. Where's Lee Syatt at?
Turn off your TVs, run for your lives. It's over. They didn't put you on this planet just to give up. If Uncle Joey could do it, I could rule the world. That's what you got to be thinking. Welcome back to
What up?
Hey, buddy.
Happy Monday, my friend.
I know. It's a good Monday, too. It's like stuff is coming back to normal now.
Yeah, you got like 92 inches of snow.
Fuck that.
I got nothing but fucking rain, a little sleet. I was excited.
You didn't get shit?
No, we got dick down here in central Jersey. Western Jersey got like fucking as much snow as you did. We got nothing.
See, like,
I laid down on Saturday. I had to go to a game with her on Saturday. Sorry, Lee.
Okay.
And
you're fine.
I got back. It was 9:30, 9:45, and I told somebody at the game, I go, let me tell you something. It's going to start snowing before 3 o'clock. It's already like cold on your hands. And I laid down for an hour. When I got up, there was already snow on the grass in the backyard. So I thought it was sticking. I started yelling. I was excited. I ran out, nothing. Some rain, and then it's going to keep raining tomorrow. By Wednesday, it's going to rain. Fucking Noah's going to pull up with the ark. Who the fuck knows anymore? It's January, and I'm getting fucking rain.
See, I understand that, but to be like, and I sound like such a dick when I'm like, I hate snow. As a kid, it's fun. As a sledding, it's great. But when you're like, I just think back to living in Boston and walking through the snow, and like now as an adult, having to like shovel shit out It's very pretty. And it's cool. Like, it's fun now with her kids. Like, you feel like it's fun to watch them have fun. But I'd much rather be in 75, 80-degree weather.
So does everybody with eating
Not
a mango.
everybody. Some people like it.
Nut sacks. No, who the fuck wants to be in the cold weather when you could be in Aruba getting your nuts licked while you're drinking your colada? You fucking crazy. But if life was that easy, everybody would be there. See, that's what happened when Adam and Eve bit the apple. We would have lived in fucking paradise. But if they wouldn't have taken the apple from the fucking snake, once they bit the apple, we're fucked. We got to go to work. People fucking bleed once a month. You got to go shopping like regular people and stand online on ShopRite. It's all over. If things would have been different, can you imagine? Room service is free. You just ring a fucking bell, bring me a steak, and take this chick out and bring me another one, or a fucking Chinese woman. You know what I'm saying?
Do you have like a dream life? Is that your dream? Like if you snapped your fingers? No?
I had one dream growing up, moving to Colombia and snorting coke to my eyeball popped out. That was it. I wanted to send a postcard home next to the biggest coke rock in the world. I found it with like a number one, like I found it. That's my fucking dream, all right? After that, I mean, listen, man, what would you do on a fucking island all day? Do an open mic for yourself? Well, it don't pan out.
Well, I'm that kind of, like, I'm the asshole who every time I buy a lottery ticket, I plan it out. I would still do comedy if I won the lottery. If I was like one of those $1 billion, I would 100% still do comedy. I have a private jet, but I would do.
Sure you would.
Like that would.
You take a private jet to the fucking Tuesday Night Follies and Chinese restaurant and Paris fucking plane.
Can you imagine getting a helicopter to an open mic? Fucking Dante in LA used to come in a Maserati.
Dante.
He owns that cool store. He's that Asian dude. He's great. A great comic in LA.
That's right. Dante, the Korean kid.
Yeah.
Crazy kid. Yeah, but listen, man. The truth is, what the fuck are you gonna do on an island?
Right.
Unless you got like my man when he worked for the fucking Escobars, the Hitler guy, the guy that liked Hitler. He had that island out there, and he was just fucking bitches and snorting coke and having orgies and listening to John Lennon music. Plus he also had $250 million in the bank. Big fucking difference, You don't have a worry in the world.
But that's what I'm talking about. Like, imagine you had that in the bank. Do you ever daydream about that, or that's not even? You don't daydream much.
You know why, man? Because it's so funny that you said that. Because I was thinking about being a kid, being 23, 27, and going, I can't wait to get money. I can't wait. I'm not going to lose these girls to these fucking old guys no more. Have a fucking car. I'm going to have a butler. I'm not going to get married. You have all these dreams and whatever. I'm going to have a Testarossa. I'm going to pull into clubs and people are going to jump up and down. I'm the king of the VIP.
Yeah.
And then you get there and you're like, this is fucking out of my mind. I don't want to do this shit. And it's the same thing with money, man. I was thinking about like when I hit the jackpot in 98 with that Taco Bell commercial.
Right.
Well, that was a lot of money, Lee, I made. And like after the first 100,000, I was like, all right, so for 3 months, I've eaten well. I've snorted coke. I bought some clothes. But I'm still the same piece of shit. I'm still going to wake up at proms tomorrow. And then listen, man, I opened up for a couple comics that are fucking filthy rich.
Right.
And, I saw where they got after they had all that money. And it's not paradise by the dashboard light. It's big money, big problems.
I totally get that. And I can imagine it, but I can totally understand that it's not going to completely change my life. And I'm doing fine financially. I know there's people doing a lot worse, but when you like just that sentence that you said after the first $100,000, that's a great sentence. Like, I still think of like, that's fucking awesome. And I know like
at that time, Lee, $100,000 was $2 billion.
Right. For me, it's still fucking a lot of money, but yeah, I see what you're saying.
I've been making $8,000 a year for 2 or 3 years.
Right.
and you love something so much that you're like, I'm going to dress down. I'm not going to wear underwear. I'll wear the same socks 2 days in a row. You make a lot of fucking sacrifices when you get into comedy.
Right.
You earn it. For these guys that have become millionaires, whatever, they fucking earned it, man. It's not easy leaving your family and working towards a special and having Netflix tell you this, Netflix tell you that. People tell you what's comedy, that they went to Syracuse for 4 years. Meanwhile, you've been shooting it out with comics for the last 25 years, and you started in a fucking saloon.
Right.
But this guy gets out of Syracuse, and now he's going to tell you what you should put in your set, what's not allowed. Get the fuck out of my face. That's when it gets tricky, but we don't talk about that right now.
Right.
I did get on stage last week.
Congrats, dude. How was it?
On stage last Wednesday. Man, it was as cool as can be because
that's awesome.
I have 5 minutes, right? I just had 5 minutes. And Rich Voss met me. My brother
That's
George
nice.
showed up. So at least you're not there by yourself in an open mic. And, people asking you creepy questions and shit. So I went up after Danny Braff, good kid, run some rooms around here.
Nice.
And then, and Danny Braff is a fucking great kid because from the minute I got off the plane, Danny Braff has been offering me work since day one. Like little gigs, who's going to be there? If you don't want to, we won't put your name on the bill. I just wasn't doing stand-up.
Right.
I happened to go there, and Rich brought him, and it was great to meet the kid. And then I did my 5 minutes, and it was great just to see young comics. I told you, there was a guy that went up the first time. There was a guy that was there the third time. And believe it or not, you learn. I learned.
Okay, so I've because this is what my life is open mic. So I have a lot of questions, but I guess let's start with that. What did you learn?
I saw how when you're very green, how you hold your elbows. Your elbows aren't tucked in.
Where are they?
They're out when you're very green.
Got it.
Okay, and that's the first sign when that wing goes up.
Okay, I have it. Okay.
And then, your elbows tucked in.
Right.
When you do this, you look like a fucking stop sign, like you're directing traffic. The people ain't gonna laugh at you, like, what's he doing, stopping us?
Right.
So it's right here, tucked in, like you're gonna shoot or, whatever. I turned this fucking thing off. Whoever this is, I'm gonna fucking kill him. I turned my phone off tonight. Today, I was getting text messages from my wife on this phone. Like they weren't coming to me. They were going to my wife.
Okay.
And I was getting them. I said, you got to figure this out, Lee. I've shut the phone off, for these people.
I'll be there in February.
All right. I don't know what the fuck is going on.
Oh,
I saw the nervousness.
Yeah.
That I still see, that I still feel.
Okay, that was one of the questions.
That shit goes away. You just learn to control it like I did that night. So from watching those guys, those three guys and a woman go up and seeing them nervous, it taught me how to control my nerves because getting on stage, you're always going to be nervous. The top job isn't being funny. The top job isn't how you hold the microphone. The top job is letting them know that you're not breaking down inside. That one more minute of this, I'm just going to dial 911. And when the fucking paramedics come, I'm just going to lay on that fucking bed. Like, they have no idea what you're going through inside. They have no idea that you don't have rent money. They have no idea that you haven't seen your kid in a week or, your wife. They don't know what's going on in your personal life. So it's that control right there is what you get from repetitions. Bullshitting people. And I'm saying it for real because you're letting me know you're not nervous. I'm accusing you of robbing $2 million from my drug cartel operation.
Right.
You just got to tap on the shoulder that the guy wants to see you in the other room. You know what this is about. You're going to walk in like, what's going on? Nothing. Can you sit down for a second? Listen, man, somebody stole $2 million in coke. You're the only one who's got access to it. Right now, you got to break down. You got to sell me on this. It's the same thing when you're on stage. You're fighting for your fucking life. So when you walk in here and you're like, what's up, Lee? Nothing. I'm missing $2 million. Are you accusing me? 20 years, we've been fighting. What the? You break out tears, you know.
Right.
What the fuck? I swear to you, who the fuck could have taken it? I blame somebody else. Somebody's been doing something.
Yeah, you can't like, that's the reaction. But my question is, what's the difference because when you were describing it, I thought of the word confidence. What's the difference between confidence and control?
They're both the same when you're on stage. They're both very much the same. You have to have the control to control your confidence, and you have the confidence to control you. So it's such a fucking great art, and it's such a thing to start, because if you do comedy for 20, listen, when I talk to people about doing comedy for 20 years, doesn't mean you got to travel. Doesn't mean you got to have a manager. Doesn't mean you got to fucking argue with people for fucking $50. You get a list, and every week you go somewhere different. And every great while a comic says to you, you want to open for me on Wednesday night? You're pretty funny, and you go down there. But you're just doing it. You know, you would grow so much as a human being.
I've noticed like there's a good amount of, I'm not going to say older, I'd say like middle-aged, like late 40s level people who I've noticed at open mics. And they like, I don't think they have any not interest, but expectation of doing anything more than what you're talking about. They just get a beer, they do the open mic, they do some shows.
During the week, they write their jokes. They watch other comedians who they like, and they know that with their grandmother alive, she's got 20 million in the will. Why would they want to go to LA? Right. I'm just sitting here waiting for the wind to blow the wrong way and grandma to fucking spit up some feet. And I'm sitting here on an island getting my balls licked, drinking a daiquiri. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You can do open mics later. But that's so.
I'd have an interpreter. I'd have a joint roller. I'd have a bong cleaner. I'd have somebody working on my fungi toenails.
What do you need an interpreter for?
I don't want to talk to nobody. I don't know what island I'm going to be on. I don't know these savages. You know what I'm saying? I just bought an island for a small 20 mil. I don't know what type of people are here.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. I thought you'd have like a place to yourself.
Go there and they got cups in their mouths. I don't know these people. I got to find somebody who knows these people. You know what I'm saying?
Can you imagine yourself on that island with them? What would they think of you?
Well, after about a month, they go, this fucking guy's out of his mind. He just wakes up, smokes pot, eats, smokes more pot. He fucking lifts a couple weights, and then he sits down again, smokes more pot, and he cracks jokes. This is insane.
That's so funny. I don't know. To be honest with you, I don't know how we got there.
Interesting week in comedy.
Oh, yeah.
What are you going to say? Go ahead.
Oh, no. I just have a lot of questions about the open mic, but let's talk about this.
Keep those questions going, because this is...
Okay. I just like... You made a decision like to not call in. You're not bumping anybody. You're only doing 5 minutes. Like what was... Because you could go there and do 20, and they'd be happy to have you do 20, 30 minutes.
That's not what it's about, guy. I'm not here to flex muscles on young guys. What if fucking you show up tonight with your mother, Athena, the kids, your brother, your grandbrother, and I walk in, you got there at 7, you signed up, you're supposed to be number 7, and I walk in at number 5. You know what, man? I got it done to me.
Yeah.
One of the things I'm writing in this book is the biggest thing about being a comic, the way to really get respect is to earn respect. And that's to not run the light. That's to not piss on a guy's leg that's going up before you, you know. There's so many things that you see. And when I got to the store, it was, when I first got there, it was like a light-a-thon. People were running the light. And I remember I wouldn't have the heart to do that. Not only that, I just wanted to get on stage and get the fuck off.
Right.
So as soon as I saw the first light, wrap it up, cocksuckers. Going on, bop, bop, bop. And right there, some people go, Joey, you got another 5 minutes after that. And I would go, no. Once I hit the light, it's all over. But the shot, maybe another minute, maybe another 2 minutes, but I never want to see that light flashing.
Right, that you're late.
I tell people all the time, and I think I told you, one of the biggest lessons I learned that I never knew I was doing, because you never know what you're doing when people are telling you to do things. And then 12 years later, you go, that motherfucker. When I got to Seattle, I knew how to do 25-minute spot. Let's be honest. When I moved to Seattle, I probably had 18 because I lost 7 minutes in Colorado. Right?
Okay.
From the
Local
move,
stuff.
right? When I got to Seattle, the open mic was 6 minutes. If you went over the light, man, Carl would tell you don't come back for 2 or 3 weeks.
Wow.
We're family here. Don't fucking be cute. End it. And every once in a while, Carl would have to tell people don't come back for 3 or 4 weeks. And I never ran the light then. And I went from the number 2 spot to the number 15 spot in a year and a half. And it was always me, Josh Wolf, or Tana, or Brody. It was always one of us. But when the contest came along, I never heard those rules, Lee. Like the first week was you got 5 minutes. That light comes on at 5 minutes. When that second light comes on, that means it's 6 minutes. Every 10 seconds you do over 6 minutes, you get a point taken away from you.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
First couple nights, I would see people, they worked on a 6-minute set. They worked for the last 60 days. They've been working on a 6-minute set, and they would go over. And it was just I never went over any of the nights, but I was always very proud because then when I got to LA, there were 3-minute sets.
Yeah, they're still hard. They're hard.
Okay, and that's a complete different education. But I could do 28. I did 28 at Chico's Steakhouse last week. Listen, give me a breather. Give me a fucking breather. Just do the 3 minutes and let's get started there for right now. And you look at that and people would go home disappointed. I'm not going to showcase. I can't get to my material. Funny is funny. She wants 3 minutes, fucking rock her world. I don't give a fuck if you drink gasoline, go up on stage and fart and fucking light the stage on fire. I'm just saying, you got 3 minutes.
Look at Kill Tony. People are doing it in a minute now. People are becoming stars off of 1 minute.
1 minute. 1 fucking minute. And I love that Kill Tony does that. I applaud him for doing that because that teaches you to get to the fucking point. No shit about, hey, how you doing tonight? How about a round of applause for the troops? You're just killing time.
Right.
You're just killing time. This teaches you to get up there and go, what's going on? My name is Lee Syatt. I'm not Jewish. Boom. Run the light from there. It's 50 seconds of fucking machine gun flurries.
Right.
That's what I would do. And I would go down swinging.
You have to. And I've never done a minute set. That's a completely different thing. And then to do it in front of like 1 million people, that's also crazy.
Let me tell you something. A minute set, when you're not used to doing that, is fucking brutal. It's fucking brutal.
You'd have to practice it.
I think I had to do it like 2 times for like showcases to get on like some NBC thing. I told you in the early beginnings, I thought I was just going to get on a contest and I was going to cut through everybody.
Right.
Oh, I just need to do a contest. They just need to see me. I just need to do 5 minutes and they'll put me on the Tonight Show. And the first time I showed up, a bunch of people had NBC shirts and shit. I signed my name and I ran the fuck out of there like a little pussy. Lee.
It must have been terrifying. I get it. But that's funny.
And then I went for a national contest in Denver. And it was like 2 minutes. And it was 3 people looking at you.
Yeah.
And then the University of Colorado was having a comedy night and they were auditioning an opener for Charlie Hill, who I got to meet later on and told him the story. And that was brutal. I had to do 3 minutes for 3 Indians, American Indians. And, you just don't even know where you're going at the year and a half mark with that. You don't know where you're going.
Competitions are really tough, especially at the beginning, because the person who wins is usually the person who brings more people. So you get really upset. Like you want to win, even when you know you're not gonna. And I've done 2 of them, and I get so pissed. I get really mad about that stuff.
Here you go, brother. You ever bring somebody with you at a comedy show, a friend, and on the way in the car, they're like, "You were funny tonight. So is that black kid."
Okay. Mm-hmm.
That's how you have to appreciate comedy, because that means people appreciate different styles, right? What we talking about, this edible
competitions.
Comedy competitions. The best thing about comedy competitions, and I've won them and I've lost them, is that you're going there to make them a believer, no matter who they're cheering for. Because if you're funny, you're going to knock them off dead.
Right.
Even if they don't want to laugh, they might not vote for you. When I lived in Seattle towards the end, Tacoma, on Monday nights, Susan would have contests. I remember these dearly because you got to snort coke on Monday nights to set the tone for the rest of the week. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
She had a contest. She had a contest on Monday nights. If you won, you got $100, and you came back the following week as a host, and you got $100.
I remember that.
I could swear to my daughter, who's turned 11 today.
Happy birthday!
I could swear to you that I don't know how many times I went down there with enough gas to get me there. That was before I got to LA. Before I made the decision to go to LA, Doug Stanhope helped a lot, but one of the main things was going to Tacoma with no money in the fucking pocket and knowing I got to get back to the Comedy Underground by 9:30 with gas, $20 for tomorrow, and I got to buy a fucking half a gram of coke. I got to set the tone for the week. Fuck. You know how many times I went down there and won, dog? A lot.
Now
a lot. And then Pablo Francisco used to tell me about a room around the corner from the Comedy Magic Club.
Okay.
There was a room there on Thursdays that did, first place was $60 or $50. Second place was a pizza. And third place was a pitcher of beer. Listen, I ain't driving from the Comedy Store to Redondo Beach for a pitcher of beer.
Right.
I think I went like 3 out of 4 down there. And then I just stopped going because it was better to stay in Hollywood on Monday nights. You had the Store, Laugh Factory Latino, and the Improv, whatever it was called at that time, which was one of the best rooms in the city.
And I also think you were talking about like the judges have a type of comedy they like. I think that's what when you were talking about, like it's tough around to deal with that.
Well, listen to what I don't like. Okay, this is where I don't like. I don't like when a 2-year comic or 3-year comic, they charge them $25 to $50 to enter this contest, and they say celebrity judges. The next thing you know, it's fucking Johnny Scott, the publisher for Action Magazine. Action Magazine, they sell like 4 magazines a week.
If that.
But this guy's going to judge me. Then they get like a film critic from the local newspaper. And then they get somebody else who has no idea about comedies. So they're picking you on looks.
Yeah.
They're picking you on looks at that situation. I'm not giving up here. I'm not saying that. Guys, anything is possible, especially when you do comedy and you believe in yourself. So if you're a young comic, you're trying to get to that next step, and all of a sudden you need that confidence booster, and you walk in a room and they just stare at you. Some people don't need that. That's 2 years on BetterHelp.
Yeah,
You know
no,
what I'm saying? Some
that
people
was the
don't-
last one I did.
Some people don't need that. And I understand. When I walked into the University of Colorado and there were 3 American Indians sitting there, uptight, they're still angry. And they were going to judge my comedy. There was
Right.
no way. I mean, when I left and I didn't hear from them, yes, was I heartbroken? You know, but I was also heartbroken when I went to the Fox 4 weeks later and opened up for Ice Cube and died the death of dance. You know, why nobody stabbed me that night and ended it? I don't understand.
I
So-
vaguely remember that Ice Cube. That's crazy.
You go from those extremes, and that's what toughens your skin. That's what lets you know what? I can get through this. I think LA is my type of town. I'm going to go challenge those motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Yes. They taught me in fucking Catholic school works.
But I want to talk about, you were just mentioning there was a crazy week in comedy this week. I want to make
Yes,
sure not to
it
forget
was.
that.
Yes, it was. A lot of people angry. Katt Williams. What else was controversial last week? I woke up this morning and poor Joe Coy. Poor Joe Coy. You know, hey, dog, I was there. I saw Joe Coy go from people's opener to become a fucking headliner and sell out arenas. Say whatever you say about Joe Coy or whatever. Joe Coy is a fucking professional, and he always has been. And during the pandemic, Joe Coy made some moves that was solid with me. I never got to thank him, but he called a lot of people and checked in with them and said, write down what you owe every month and I'll send it to you.
That's nice.
You know, yeah, that's what a millionaire does. And I'm sure a lot of those people did it. We helped out a few people with the podcast and Patreon, but I like what he did. He called people and said, don't sweat it. If you need this, boom, we'll figure it out after the pandemic. You open for me, whatever. Now, we were talking about audiences.
Mm-hmm.
If you're you and I'm me, both of us would have woke up this morning, opened up the computer, and want to fucking just put the noose up and fucking put on Soundguard and hang yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Why?
Because it was torture. I didn't even know he was on last night. I was watching the Miami fucking Buffalo game last night. I didn't know the Golden fucking Globes was on after I came in and I saw our girl Ali Wong.
Oh, cool. I didn't know that. I found out this morning too.
And then there was a replay of it. And I got up in the middle of the night. There was a replay of like different things. And I saw Gaffigan. I saw Todd Glass. I saw a bunch of comics there. Sarah got nominated. She lost to Ricky Gervais. But I didn't watch the monologue. And I still haven't watched it. I don't want to feel it. I just read a couple of things. Then he was trending. And it wasn't good things that people were saying. And I just felt terrible. But then again, I know exactly what happened.
What do you think happened?
What we were just talking about. First off, you're going into a fake fucking world of people that they don't even give a fuck about anything. They just want that camera to hit them at some point.
Right, of course.
I mean, you got to remember what the whole show is about. It's about trying to get what you can. If you're going to suck dick, this is the night. You know what I'm saying? If you want to be if this is a dick sucking, this is it. This is your lucky night. Get the fucking Banaka, get the Lysol, get new lipstick, and go for it. This is the night where you earn your stripes. But everybody's talking about this guy. And you wake up in the morning, and as a comic, I couldn't imagine. But then, after I fucking read a couple headlines, I remember, whoa. I'm Joe Coy. I'm selling out fucking arenas. I started a dinky room in Las Vegas and opened for people and busted my ass for 20 years to get this. Fuck you motherfuckers. I'm a comic from now on. I'm never fucking with you motherfuckers. In fact, I'm never giving you the opportunity again. You go up in front of a fake audience who they're programmed not to fucking laugh. They're programmed not to fucking laugh.
Especially that stuff. Like if you were just talking about they want to get seen on camera. If they get seen laughing at the wrong joke, that'll be a problem for them.
You know, I heard he said something about Barbie and he insulted the fucking singer and he fucking, Joe Coy doesn't have a bad bone in his body, you know. He went up there, he didn't know how to work the room. This is the first time he's been in this situation. He's going from arenas where they love you to a room, a bunch of uptight fucking sacks of shit that had no value. But they think, oh, look at me, I took a picture with Kelsey. Oh, this ups my value. No, it doesn't. It doesn't do dick for you at the end of the day.
It was like a short notice fight. He took it 10 days ago.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I got to tell you something. If they told me to take it and I was Joe Coy, I'd say, yup. I'd have 2 sets for them. I'd have a set that I give the network and do the run through with it. Hi, I'm Joe. And then I'd have a set that's called the bailout. I'm not going to get you to laugh. So I'm do this. I'm doing this for me and my family. I'm going off like Marlon Brando at the 73 Oscars when he sent the Indian. I'm going off. And guess what else I'm going to do? I'm going to curse. I'm going to push the envelope.
I think you'd be off camera, off the airwaves in 10 seconds.
But guess what? The next day I put a fucking world tour on and that's it. I'll be world tour in a fucking helicopter. But I get to some part of the country, they'll be flying me around in a fucking missile. Think about it. Did Dice gain popularity or lose popularity when he got thrown off MTV Awards?
He probably gained it.
Like
I would imagine. That's crazy.
Americans don't want to be held down. Americans want to hear certain things, but Americans don't ever. When you get into a battle with your freedom of speech and what the fuck you want to say up there, people get involved. It's all over but the shouting. So if I'm dying up there after 2 minutes, I'm not going to talk about Barbie. I'm going to talk about my day and what led me to the fucking thing. I got up this morning. I took a tremendous shower. I washed my balls. Bam.
Technical difficulties. Did you see Jim Gaffigan had a joke?
Who?
Jim Gaffigan had a joke when he accepted his award.
What did he win?
I don't know what he won. Probably maybe best comedy album special. I have to check.
No, it was Ricky Gervais that won.
Okay, so I'll have to see what he won.
He got torn up all week for his Netflix special. And Dave Chappelle got torn all week for his Netflix special.
I haven't seen that yet.
I watched Ricky Gervais and I watched Chappelle. You know, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Was I offended at any of them? Not really. I think the Netflix era might be coming to a fucking, I think a new avenue is going to have to open up soon because they always do. Do you think YouTube could be that, or you're thinking about something completely new? No, YouTube has gone. I love them. I got 1,000 pages of stuff on there. But there's people that, I don't know. They wait for a change. I mean, I grew up on HBO specials. Yeah. You got an HBO special, it was all over the shouting. You did what you wanted. You got a one-night stand on HBO, people lit your fucking cigarettes. Then it switched. You do a special on HBO now, nobody knows you did it. That's true. How fucking crazy is that? And I see what you're saying about Netflix. I guess there definitely could be an app just for like comedy stuff. Is that like what you're thinking about? No. It still would be a streaming service, but streaming services, listen, everything we do in this country is based off hot and cold. Correct? Things get hot for a while, then you get cold. That's the law of the land. There's nothing you can do. You could do plastic surgery. You could light firecrackers in your asshole. Then you're deemed fucking crazy. There's nothing you can do. Once whatever's done chomping on you, they're done. You can just keep pushing it. And you're going to, you made some money, take a breather. Take a breather. Right. So there's some people that take that breather, and there's some people who don't want to take that breather. I took a breather for personal reasons. But at the same time, Lee, I never retired from comedy. I never said anything like that. Now I'm talking to you, and I'm just talking to you about open mics. And we had a deal. Do 10 open mics, and then we'll have a chit-chat. And we'll do the pros and the cons, and what I could do and what I can't do. And if I don't do the 10 sets, then we move the fuck on. It's time to play the tuba.
Hopefully not. But do you? Because I was laughing when you told me. I was happy that George and Rich went with you. That's fun. I'm sure you had a great time. But like it reminded me, I just did an open. The last one I did was in Providence, and there was this guy's first time. And you see a lot of people going for their first time with like a group, a small group, and you did that. Like you really started from like. Did you bring them on purpose? Like, would you have gone without them? Or like,
no. I was going to this thing no matter what.
Okay.
And it just so happens, Rich called me to ask me a question. When I first moved here, I'm going to get confused and people are going to get mad at me. When I first moved here, we didn't move into our house on August 19th.
Right.
We didn't move into the house till September 2nd. So we stayed in Somerset, New Jersey. And the only person who I met with in Somerset was Rich Voss because he lived 20 minutes from there.
Oh, okay. And you probably didn't have a car then either.
I had a rental car, which cost me.
Okay.
I got the bill. I'm still paying it. And fucking, it was the month with COVID. It was the only car on the lot left when I got in. It was a little Nissan tin can. I thought I was paying like $9.95 for it. Forget about it for a month. Until it was like 3 weeks, and then my car got here, but we couldn't drive it. Anyways,
with Ross.
So I was in what's the name of the town I was in? Somerset.
Yes.
So I've smoked about 1,000 joints since August 19th. So the audacity an open mic at Somerville.
Okay.
So me going, oh my God, that's where we stayed. I call Rich. When Rich called me, I go, I'm thinking of going into your neck of woods tonight to do a spot. He goes, where at? And I go, Somerville. And he goes, that's close to me. Where at? And I told him, he goes, oh my God, my friend Danny has a room there. You think it's the same room? I go, no. Danny does the Verve. So Rich goes, all right, I'll meet you there. I'll get something to eat.
Oh, nice.
George called me and I go, I'm going to go over there. And it's only like 30 minutes from George. So George went, he ate, I ate. Rich ate, Danny ate, and I didn't do it. I don't know, because Tuesday night I went by myself, and I got to tell you something. Tuesday night was real because they told me where the place was. I looked it up online. I went on the website, like you said, and they had comedy night. All right, so it says 8:30 sign up. I get that 8:15. I want to see who's going in there. I want to see what's going on there.
Right.
I get there at fucking 8:15. By 8:30, they ain't a fucking soul. The bartender kept coming out to smoke cigarettes. And if you come out 2 times to smoke a cigarette in 15 minutes, that means it's a lonely fucking white guy night in there, right? Like they ain't nothing happening.
Right.
Maybe Monday. I don't even think there was Monday Night Football last Monday. Was there? Something.
No, I think.
Oh, Tuesday. I'm sorry. Anyway.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
It was Tuesday. So I waited there. I think I called you.
Mm-hmm.
I spoke to George, but just sitting out there, I was so fucking scared. Like I was so scared. I was scared of getting out of the car. I thought the bar was like a fucking, it looked like where Henry Hill killed that dude from The Sopranos. It looked like that place from the outside. I even heard the music like, always dream the one I love. But come on. He'd be tough and handsome, rich and strong. I'm like, I'm going to get shot in there.
Were you more scared the second night?
No. And then I made a U-turn.
Okay.
The bartender was outside smoking yet again with a towel around his thing. And I pulled up next to him. I go, hey, man, how you doing? You doing comedy night tonight? He just looked at me and goes, what are you doing here? And I go, I live in Jersey now. He's like, man, what a shame. The guy got COVID tonight.
I couldn't believe when you told me that.
But come back. And it was my luck. Like, it was like, I wanted to do the open mic, but I wasn't quite ready, you know. And thank God they sent me home. I fucking did 90 on the way home. But when I got here, I was just happy that I got in the car and I went.
Yeah, you tried.
I was like, I went. And then Wednesday night, I definitely got to get a spot tonight. And that's when I went up there. And then Thursday, I was going to go to a different spot. And that spot scared me a little bit. But I see they're having a big show like in February. So I'll pop up there and see what's going on that night. If you had trouble getting the confetti to pop last year, this past New Year's, yeah, maybe you had a couple cocktails. Maybe you did some toots. But anyway, you got to try BlueChew. Why? What's BlueChew, Uncle Joey? It's an online Viagra service that delivers ED medicine with the same active ingredients as Viagra, Cialis, Levitra, right to your door. Nobody knows nothing. They come in these chewable tablets. They're blue. They taste tremendous. Just pop one 30 to 60 minutes before you want to do your thing, and ba-boom, you're a fucking savage that night. Listen, I'm an old man. I need a couple boosts from time to time. I take a BlueChew. I'm walking upside down. You know what I'm saying? I'm like the Exorcist going down the stairs backwards on the fucking hands. You can take them anytime in the morning when you get up, and it's easy to get a prescription. Just sign up at BlueChew.com. Again, BlueChew.com, and talk with one of their licensed medical providers, and you get a prescription within days. Listen, they'll deliver it to your house. The mailman don't know nothing. Nobody knows nothing. As soon as the mailman leaves, you pop a BlueChew and you get on that cell phone and send out the text. Papa's back in town and he's giving out yum-yums. So do me a favor. BlueChew wants to help you sling dick like a fucking savage. So discover your options at BlueChew.com. Chew it and then fucking do it. And listen, we got a special deal for the check-in listeners. Try Blue. It's a whole new fucking year, people. Enough is enough and not going out and wearing a mask when you have sex. It's time to sling dick like a savage. So here we go. Ready? There's a special deal for the check-in listeners. Try BlueChew for free when you press in code Joey at checkout. It's that easy. And then just pay $5 for shipping. You ain't got $5, knock it off. You got $5 when you want to jump up and down, don't you? That's BlueChew.com, promo code Joey to receive your first month free. And visit BlueChew.com for more details, and important safety information. And thank BlueChew for sponsoring our tremendous podcast. Because again, it's all over but the shouting. It's 2024, and you've been sitting at home for too long. It's time to pop a BlueChew and show the world who the hell you are. Let's get down to the show. It's Tuesday, and I'm ready to rock here.
Because you said earlier you still get nervous. So are you just trying to get is it not manageable yet? Like, is it?
Oh, no. Listen, once my feet hit that, I feel like I was still, I can't believe I brought this up 3 times. I feel like I'm working in Seattle again. Like I almost threw my knee out getting up on the stage. It was like a ping pong table that they shrunk down to be like a off and stuff. Very cool. Listen, man, I was just happy to be there and watch. Remember, I used to tell you all the time, there's a special thing about starting.
Yeah.
It was very special for me. It was a very special time of just going to dive bars, talking to people, eating a bag of dicks, not showing up. It was a fucking experience. What was I going to tell you?
About starting.
I like when you start with peace.
Okay.
I felt high level at the fourth wall. All those kids didn't dream of being a good comic. They dreamt about being stars. They were influenced by the store guys and the improv guys. And that's what older guys are supposed to do. But there's a structure to it. You know, I saw people who were doing comedy 2 years in LA, doing specials, and it was just people getting headshots. The first 5 years, I just want to become, I had the gift to becoming friends with people, 4 or 5 guys, and we drove ourselves to gigs and we split gas money. And afterward we went for fucking dinner, you know, a White Cat. No, there was no White Castle in Denver. But when I moved to Seattle, you know, we used to go to fucking McCormick and Schmidt's. Our boy called us today. Bob Lingus wishes us a happy new year. He knows I love him. He had COVID, and he told me they fucking closed McCormick and Schmidt's in Chicago on January 1st. So things are looking bleak. I wasn't lying to you motherfuckers. You better fucking save your Gitas this year. You ain't going to Aruba. Get that little summer house with a tent and shit, and you'll be fine. But
I think
I'm sorry. It was just great to see comics that just wanted to do comedy. There was even a guitar act that night that I laughed at. They weren't looking to be stars. And that's what I didn't miss anymore. I wanted to see comedy in its purest form. At a bar, these are guys that are scared to go into New York City. I don't know. Maybe they only go to New York City on the weekends because everybody would be in New York City. Right?
You would think so, but I mean, I think it's intimidating. So I think you're right. It's like a good starter. And then also, especially for people who are either just starting or like are doing it for fun, like that's a trap I've fallen into a little bit. It's easy. It's close. 15 minutes instead of an hour to get into the city. I get that.
You know, I was thinking tomorrow night I got a place to go. Wednesday I haven't heard nothing. Thursday I got a place to go. You know, I'm not going to go out on Fridays and Saturdays because not worth killing yourself. Like I said, if I could do 2 sets a week, ba-boom. Like I told you today, I've written 2 little 5-minute bits. Nothing, you know. Nobody's going to come watch me. I'm not calling HBO Max. This is just me getting out and trying to fall in love with something that I loved so much. And that was great that I went out with those guys. And hopefully when you come back, we could do one in Jersey somewhere and just go to an open mic and talk to people. And, you know, we were outside.
100% we'll do that.
George and I were outside smoking a joint after that, you know, because we were going opposite directions. And we were talking, and one of the kids walked out, and then he walked back.
Okay.
He was just telling me, this is my first time on stage. You and your little friends got us hooked when we were in college, and I came here tonight to be on stage the first time, and you're here. And it was really, you know, like, what's your plan now? I asked him. And he goes, I think I'm going to go out every night like you guys talk about. And that's fucking great to see. This guy wasn't talking about an agent or a manager, or he might get an audition, or he might open for Trini Lopez. This is just guys that want to do comedy, and I have a certain respect for that. Just want to do comedy. They don't need to go into the city and be the flying Walenders. They got a cock eye. They don't even want nobody to see it. You know what I'm saying? The darker the club, the better it is for them.
What do you... Because I just thought about what I would do. But like, let's say there's a comic who sees you at an open mic and they're going up before you. Should they do their best stuff or should they do like open mic stuff?
Do their best stuff.
Okay.
We're on a fucking ping pong table in a bar. You know,
okay.
Do your best. You're not going to impress me. I want you to impress yourself. I can't do nothing for you.
Right.
You know, that's what I didn't know this 20 years ago, 30 years ago. And I want young people to know this, young comics, we can't do nothing for you. You got to do the work. You want me to do something for you, call me every weekend. Send me an email and tell me the dingy hotel, take a picture of the hotel, take a picture of the crime scene in your hotel room where you're staying. They still have chalk on the floor and shit. Maybe there's some blood on the wall. Take a picture every weekend for like 10 fucking years. And then, I don't know, I can make a call. Who am I going to call?
Right.
The people that I worked with in LA are gone now. The bookers, Adam is at Joe Rogan's club.
So it's completely, and even back then, there's not so much you can do.
No, everything has changed. Everything has changed. As a young comic, we think we're going to meet somebody and he's going to, it's like a girl coming out of high school. Everybody told her she's beautiful. Now she's looking for Prince Charming. And they're going to come and take you out of this shithole town and take you to some fucking place in London where people drink tea. And, we're all looking for that savior when we're young comics. But with comedy, you just got to fucking keep going up. When I got home after the best thing I did that night, the reason why I took the ride, it was like an hour drive, was for the drive back.
Ooh, what is the drive back like for you?
It was like doing 2 lines of coke. Like I had the music on really loud, and then at one point I had to shut it down to think about what I had just done. Think about how it felt, just to fucking, and it felt fucking great, man.
I'm so happy for you.
But I had all these ideas in my head. Once I went on stage, Lee, the ideas have disappeared. And that's what I always saw. That's what deterred me from doing comedy for a while, because I didn't have it anymore. I didn't have it at Uncle Vinny's, and I didn't have that in New York when I did those 5 shows. And I could really feel the difference. I still feel it. I only got on stage one time. But I could feel like, I don't know. It's not the laugh. It's not the fucking Ice House on Saturday nights when we tape those sets and laugh our asses off.
Oh, well, yeah. But like, how much of it is like, because when you say you don't have it, as a comedian and just someone who knows you, you weren't going up that often. So like, is it that, or like now with the way you're describing it, it makes it seem like it's more like just like not that you didn't love stand-up comedy, but like it seemed like you were a little sick of certain parts of it, and like now you have like a more hunger for it.
Absolutely, I was burnt out on a lot of shit. It was time to take a breather, and I'm really happy I did it. I got to look at it from a different perspective. And I watch a lot of young guys now, and it's fucking great, It's great. It's their time anyway. I'm going to be at that chasing what? To proving that I'm still young, wearing like cool sneakers and cool pants. And I am what I am, dog. I'm like in those Sinatra years now. Pretty soon I'll have a little wig, and I'll put my notes in my wig like that bookie that used to hang on my mother's bar. Whenever I forget my jokes, I just pick up the wig and take the note like a little fortune cookie and read it.
Do you think you're going to lose your hair?
What are you talking about? I'm losing it.
No, you still got plenty of hair.
No, dog, are you fucking crazy?
What are you talking about?
Last time I went to the barber, she didn't even use the scissors. She was spray painting shit, and there was some dog in the back yelling and screaming, and some dude was yelling, ah.
At least you go to the barber.
That's true too.
I haven't gone to the barber in fucking a decade, at least.
It's nice. But yeah, it's a different, once I hit 60, the fucking hairdo LaRue, it's over with,
That's beautiful. I would kill for that.
But I'm still doing my thing, I'm sticking to both things I wanted to do this year, was to write a little more, whatever it is. Listen, you and I both know, this is how I'm learning about myself now. Right away, I'm not going to tell you this. Right away, Thursday, when I got back Wednesday night, I was pretty tired, but I still came in here, wrote down my set, how I did, and what I felt, whatever, and I didn't get paid anything, so I just wrote 0. And then I wrote like some stuff out. And then the next morning when I got up, I opened up that page again and I tried to write again. And this went on for about fucking 3 days. And I can't lie to you, like by Sunday, I was a little disappointed. No, Saturday, I was a little disappointed. Bang! And then it hit me like a fucking bullet to the head. It hit me like fucking Kennedy in Dallas, right?
Oh,
fucking. You got to be on stage to write.
Right.
You got to be on stage to write. You got to be in the mix. I just can't come home and write. I got to go bomb. But one good thing came out of that bomb. It's like when I told you, people say white bread is bad for you.
Right.
You follow me? I mean, you just get stronger. So right away, I was disappointed for a few days. And then I remembered, I'm no fucking Alonzo Bowden. I'm no Steve McGrew, who listened to the podcast and thanked us last week.
Oh, what's up?
No Anthony Jeselnik. You know, I'm no Bill Burr. And I guarantee you, by looking at Burr, it makes you seem like he does 60% of his writing up there.
But what do you, because it's your same brain, like, why do you think it's different? Like, why can't you just sit there and come up with stuff?
There's no action. Listen, you ever watch a Law and Order episode?
Of course.
When he's getting fucking interrogated?
Yeah, that's almost every episode.
Yeah, you put fucking 3 cops in there. I do my best work when I got 200 sets of eyeballs looking at me.
Yeah.
You know these motherfuckers that go for stress management? And I go for counseling and I do yoga. Well, let me tell you something, cocksucker. We sleep in bad fucking hotels. And we go out in front of fucking, and wait, like I told you, like I don't even know what's left anymore. But I would love to get you a couple gigs like in Mormonville and some places like that when, after the show, they'll come up to you, good set, man. Are you Jewish? And when you go, yes, I am, the whole room will fucking freeze. It's like those poor people today, the anti-Palestinians on the Lincoln Tunnel. They blocked all the tunnels and bridges. They got arrested.
Had a rough morning.
You know what I'm saying to you?
I would love that. Just
to test your audiences,
I would love that. I think I'm actually really excited that I got some good news that I'm doing in March. I'm doing like a full week in Vegas. I've heard of comics talk about it on podcasts, but I mean that's one of the reasons why I'm excited, because there's going to be everybody there.
Let me ask you a question, just so you could explain something to the younger comics.
Okay.
How long have you been doing comedy for now?
5 years, I think.
How long have you been going to Vegas?
I've gone to Vegas with you a bunch. I went to Vegas my first time as like a consumer, 2012, I think.
All right,
and I've seen time.
How many times did you go over there to be associated with comedy?
Oh, with you, I would say 3, maybe 2, 3, 4 times. I would say, and then I did some shows there myself once, so maybe 5 times.
You were there for the Netflix shooting?
Yes.
You were there with me the first time I did the South Point?
A couple. I don't know if it was the first time. I went a couple times to the South Point.
With Steve Simone. It's funny because I asked you this because ever since I've known you, like I know we went to Vegas a couple times, and then you went on your own as a comic. During those years when you go with me, we met a great comic from Vegas, great fucking heart, Freddie Correa and his wife, and they'd always bring us food, or they were just good people. And I loved how they treated you from day one.
They're great.
So I was always a fan of Freddie. So you've been talking to Freddie, and Freddie even had you out there a few times when we lived in LA, just doing sets and shit. So just think about the respect you got since then to now. It took you 5 years to get to Vegas?
Yeah, I started. This is going into my 6th year, I guess.
By the time we get to Arizona. All right. So,
so yeah, that was a while ago. That was like 3, 4 years ago.
Right off the bat, you're doing a lot better than me. Because it took me 9 years, 8 years to get into Vegas. And thanks to the grace of Joe Rogan, who took me to the Riviera the first time.
Yeah, well, thank you. I mean, I obviously had a bigger step up than you did, but I'm really excited. I'm getting better.
Well, I'm saying it took me 8 years. It took you fucking 5.5.
Well, thank you. I'm just trying to acknowledge that, like, you started from scratch, and I didn't.
That's where.
you know, like I definitely am doing open mics, but like, you know, I definitely am doing better. But I try to, when I look at other comics and the way they struggle, I feel like I have to at least acknowledge that I'm getting shows that I wouldn't at this level.
So you were at the right place at the right time and you came through. Nobody gives you nothing. You know, somebody opens up a fucking door for you and you take it and you do well and they keep opening up the door. It's not because they gave you an opportunity. You came through. The other guy's wife is pregnant. She can't do it no more. You showed up at the right fucking place at the right fucking time.
I will say this. I've gotten shows and not done well and then not gotten shows there again. So it definitely happens.
What do you think? I got to show you where I went the second time?
Right.
Most
I want
people
to.
give me a fucking card when I was going in the first 3 or 4 years of comedy on those triple runs. I got good reports and I got bad reports. The bad reports were always that I cursed too much. Nothing.
Really?
Yeah.
No one's ever told me like a bad report. They always say, "Oh, great job," or like, "We'll get back to you." Like, I would love to get a report. And as much as it would hurt, I think it'd be fun. It'd be good to see.
It's funny because if you watch the Katt Williams things, he dropped a lot of fucking names in there. Me personally, I like Katt Williams. He did something in '98 when he was Cat in the Hat. And I wasn't even fucking Fat Baby yet, you know. And he had a gig up in the valley and nobody showed. He left and paid us our money, which in those days people just left and you were like, what happened to my $50 or what happened to my $25? But he said something that was very interesting. He said, for a long time, blue comics were ridiculed. I still remember being at the store one night, going up at like 12:45. And there's a guy back there giggling and laughing. And after the show, he comes up to me, he goes, I'm the owner of the LA Cabaret. The LA Cabaret was a comedy club in the Valley. It was like a C club, but you went up there to get spots and he paid, but sometimes he owed. They had closed him down one time, you know.
Right.
So fine. He comes up to me, goes, here's my card, give me a call. I want to book you this weekend.
Oh.
You know, I have a pager on the way up there. I got a page. I pull over and this guy's telling me 35 minutes before the show that I have to work clean. I'm like, what are you talking about? And he's like, yeah, when I saw you, but I knew you could probably do it clean for 20. I go, I'm not going up there to work clean. I could do a spot at the store and light my balls on fire. They don't tell me what the fuck to do on the Sunset Strip. You're not going to tell me in Reseda. You know, I got nothing against Reseda, but you follow me? It was like, so I still remember doing comedy in 1994. I was 3 years in. I was just tapping into myself. It was like you. Judy Brown, Sebastian's manager, you know, Bert Kreischer's manager. I've known her since my Colorado days. And she had a festival one year in 94. You sent a tape and they'd pick you. I sent like 4 tapes. Nobody ever fucking picked me. But I went to some of the shows. And one of the shows I went to, there was a brother that was a good comic, but later on he got ousted for stealing a joke and nobody really knew. And he was at the festival one of the nights and he said, come into the back and just be a fly on the wall. And that's exactly what I did, but it was a tent. And in the tent next to me was Bill Cosby.
Oh, shit.
All right. Now I'm looking on, no, I don't know nothing about Bill Cosby at that
No, I'm just
time.
saying it's cool. It's cool that he was at the same festival.
He didn't see me. I didn't talk to him. It was 2 down, but I could hear, you know, when you walk into your tent, you're in there with 2 other guys, and he's got 20 people in his tent. And he's doing a little, you know, it's good to be here in Colorado. And then he started going off, and I could hear him on Dirty Comics.
Oh, yeah.
I hope this isn't a festival with a vulgarity and all this stuff. And he goes, you know, I've been trying to get together with clubs to stop that. That's not what good comedy is. And right there, as a 3-year comic, I felt like a fucking mook de law. You know, I'm like, what am I doing this for? And I remember struggling with it. I had already tried clean comedy, and I couldn't pull it off, Lee. I tried. I gave it like 8, 9 months, and it just didn't fucking work. So.
But that was.
I'm sorry.
That was your like a festival you were saying.
Yeah, that was the Colorado Festival. That's where Doug Benson was there. You know, back then it was a young Doug. I don't think he did reefer jokes. There was a lot of good comics that went there. I don't forget. I just remember Doug, and I remember Judy Brown, and I remember that I actually made a tape and thought I was going to go up there and win. And then when I called one day, they're like, listen, take a fucking hike, and we're keeping you the small 25.
Oh, yeah. I had applied to one, and I've applied to a few of them, and I haven't gotten in yet. Now that I can't go, I'll probably get in. But like, as far as like Vegas goes, like, do you remember your first week there? I know you said you were with Joe at the Riviera.
The first time I was fighting to get into Vegas for years. There was a Catch a Rising Star in Vegas.
Okay.
Kevin something. My manager put me on to him because he booked some other acts that my manager had. That's when I was part of Batman's Villains. It was like Jimmy Schubert, Carl LeBeau. My great manager at the time had a bunch of fucking R-rated they were characters. And I started sending him a tape and calling him. He's like, you know, we got a hard time with dirty comics here again. And at that time they had Vegas, Reno, Princeton, New Jersey, which is still there. I don't know if they own it still or if just and they had another club somewhere at the time, like 4 clubs. Catch a Rising Star in the city. I don't even know if they were booking that. When I first started comedy in 93, I used to go over there and I never got picked for that contest. So I stopped going after like 4 weeks. What are we talking about?
Vegas, your first time there.
Vegas. So I finally get into Vegas. And it's Monday through Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
14 shows. Woo, Lordy.
That's awesome.
I'm excited. Money, I don't even want to tell you because I'm embarrassed how little they paid me at that time.
And this was in 99, 95?
This is 99.
99, okay.
Right before I met my wife. And I had like a whole week there. And it was in the hotel where it was swords and shit.
Excalibur?
The Luxor, the Excalibur.
Yeah, I think you're right.
All those fucking hotels. Now, I don't know nothing about nothing. I check in. They give you the key. They give you rules. Blah, 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 blah. I go up to my room. I fucking do the first night. I get a phone call from a friend. He got a package. I do the second show. I hold off. And I get the package with my buddy. We disappear to a different hotel. I come back about 2, you know. I do the whole fucking Joey Diaz. I just got the Vegas routine. I'm happy. I get up the next morning. I'm hungover to fucking pieces. I'm thirsty. All I want is coffee. I didn't even drink coffee then. All I wanted was cold orange juice. I had nothing in my room. And if I had $3 in my pocket, I'm lying to you. I had nothing. And I got on that elevator and there was a bunch of kids with swords. I was still coming down to battery acid. I didn't know what the fuck to do. That elevator door closed. I sat there and these motherfuckers started stabbing each other. I thought my head was going to fucking blow up. I didn't know what I was going to do. The parents are looking at me. I'm looking at them. They could tell I'm fucking still, the gasoline is still in me. My nose is dripping. My left eyebrow's on fire. You know, these poor kids are looking at me. Their mama.
That's their fault, though. That's what you're supposed to do in Vegas. It's not the kids.
And then I thought I was going to go sit with like normal people. No. They put me in this room. And it was like the employee room, but it wasn't like the regular employees. They put me like with janitors and people that were fucking, you know, not all there. I'm back there, I'm eating. They're looking at me like, who the fuck is this guy? I'm trying to badge into regular cafeteria with the fucking dealers and shit. Seriously.
Right.
And I had no money, Lee. I was eating tuna puffs. How long you know me? You know, those tuna with the cheese on a piece of bread. It was 2 days old. I didn't know if I was going to get sick.
Fuck.
And then the only thing that saved me at night, I could order food at the club, and the club paid for it if it was under $30, including dessert.
And because that's what I've been trying to do the last couple months is like not in like a way of asking the club for more money, but just like looking at what you actually make as a feature and like planning. Because there's no one who likes to gamble more than me. You know, I love Vegas casinos, but I'll probably profit $200 for the whole week if I'm lucky. So I could lose $200 in 6 minutes in blackjack.
Huh.
Easy.
You're not going there to play blackjack. We know what happens. You play blackjack, all right? So let's leave that alone for right now.
Yeah.
We're not going to have you in the casino gambling. You go in there as a comic.
Yeah.
Right? And you've got how many shows?
7 right now. Hopefully, I'm going to get more.
Plus the comedy every night in Las Vegas.
Yeah, I'll get more.
You know, this is an experiment for you.
I couldn't be more excited.
This is an investment. You take a G note out of the bank. How many days are you going to be there for?
7.
Take a G note out. Fuck it. Break the 401k. Go in there deep to that fucking Hamas fund you got holding on in case you got to make a getaway.
That's what I'm.
Go there, give them the ATM card when you check in. And this is Lee's week. This is your investment. You're not going there to make money. Forget about the money. If you're doing this for money now to be a gangster, forget. This is all write-offs.
Right.
This is a business expense. You're getting into comedy. You're doing this. I'm no accountant. So if anybody's watching, don't tell them Uncle Joey sent you. You want information, call fucking H&R Block. But when you're a young comic and this is what you're doing, from what I heard, like there's chains that actually pay you per show, and there's no hotel.
Yeah, I've done those.
That means you got to bring a car. That means that, or you got to pay for a hotel and then get a rental car.
Mm-hmm.
A whole club picks you up. You're going to be, it's a fucking nightmare for a comic. At least I got a hotel. At least I got a hotel when I was a feature act.
Right.
Once for your hotel, it's not $250. It's not 50% of you're there for fucking 3 nights. There ain't no hotel for $50 that you don't have to sleep with one eye open. Right. There's no fucking way. I don't care. Expedia, Jumping Jack Flash, all that shit don't work with Uncle Joey. So your safety is important. So you're dropping $100 a night.
A minimum. Like that like you're not gonna get you're gonna get Motel 6 for $100.
I get one for $8. Once I join AARP, I'll fucking rent out my number to you motherfuckers to send. But really, think about it. There's no money. This is Las Vegas, Lee. This is a good opportunity for you.
Oh, I couldn't be more excited. Yeah.
Or a bad opportunity for you. You could get up there every night. They throw tomatoes at you. And then they escort you to the airport. That's when you come back.
Why would you put that in my mind? I'm high. Why are you going to put that? Oh, now it's going to be your fault. It's like when you walked away from the blackjack table. You were winning and you walked away. Don't put that on me.
We know what happens when you play blackjack.
What happened was we were winning.
What night do you start there?
The 25th.
No, I didn't ask you what date.
Oh, Monday.
Oh, because that means, So if you take a tomato the first 3 nights, you walk out of there.
I'm taking a tomato. Don't say that. Why would you say that? That's so mean.
Listen, maybe they're anti-Palestinians. I don't know.
They'd love me if they're anti-Palestinians.
Anti-Jews. You go out there doing knock-knock jokes. They start throwing rocks at you.
Oh.
By the time you get off on Wednesday, there's going to be 2 security guards. We need to talk to you in the front. You're going to feel like that guy in Casino who was cheating. Remember the guy who was cheating with accompany us. We have a bottle of champagne.
That happened to me in Vegas.
No, listen, why open up old wounds? You sit there and bring your
I'm
luggage.
saying you're gonna feel like that guy. I've been that guy.
Listen, we're gonna walk into the door, and once you hit that door, you get the ground. You hit the ground running. You know what I'm saying? You don't come back here. Don't call. You don't know nothing. In fact, we disconnected the 800 line. So,
Oh, God damn it! I'm not gonna. God damn it! Now you got me thinking I'm gonna bum. You're gonna call me now. You've been so supportive. Now you just
I'm not. No, I never said you were gonna bomb.
Yeah, but you said what if? Why is that what? That's not even an option.
I didn't say you're gonna bomb. I said that things
But,
happen.
You said, what if I get so bad I get escorted out? I've seen people bomb. I've never been escorted out of a club before.
Oh, they'll tap you on the shoulder. Can we talk to you?
So bad you get escorted out. Oh, that would fucking suck.
Oh my god.
Oh, I think I'd have to quit comedy if you get escorted out. If I eventually get fired, I'm gonna freak. Like that's not gonna be good.
I got
fired from a show. Huh?
I got escorted out of two things.
What are you talking about?
Not comedy ever.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It was that show when I got fired for showing my balls and flying through the air. And
right.
Thanks to the director. And the second time was that video game.
Oh, yeah.
Mafia 3 with the fucking black people and shit and the lesbian. And fucking, that doesn't sound good. Like chicken.
Could sound kind of fun. But that's, I could be honest, but if it's not comedy related, I'm kind of surprised you weren't kicked out of more. Like, do you mean like a bar or you just mean like fired from a job?
Like a TV job. One was a video.
Okay, you're pretty professional. I'm not okay. I thought you were talking about just in life being thrown out of places.
Oh, I got fired from 3 jobs, but escorted out of 2.
That's cool.
Escorted out of 2.
It must suck being escorted.
Yeah, you feel like fucking, somebody yelling, I didn't do it. I didn't do it. I'll be back to prove my innocence.
Did you have like the box and everything, or like what did you have?
No, I just had what I had on my back. I had already. My outfit was nudity. I had a pair of shorts on, a t-shirt. It was 90 degrees out in California. And the time in San Francisco, they came up to me and they're like, Joey, can you wait inside? And I knew something wasn't right. Right? Why you want me to wait inside for? And then 2 guys came in with the lady and they're like, listen, you really insulted the woman. We have to send a therapist in to talk to her. We have on. Dog, I thought it was like Jackass. No. What are those jokes? What are those TV?
Like
Punked. When she said that they were sending on-site counselors and that the rest of the people were taking the day off. And the 2 guys were in there like, they're going to escort you to the door. A car's going to pick you up. You're free to spend the night in the hotel, but we changed your flight from fucking next Thursday to tomorrow.
Jesus.
And then
you thought Ashton Kutcher was going to pop out.
Yeah, I thought you cannot be fucking serious. And then I was like, they paid me, everything checked out. And then about 2 months later, they called and said, can you come in and do the voiceover again or whatever to add to the voice? I did it. Never heard anything, never got invited to anything. And then fucking next thing you know, people are telling me, I just killed you on Twitter. I just killed Mafia 3. So I was like, all right. They use it.
Fuck. That's crazy that people get so offended. That's too bad.
So hopefully I'll get to go out 2 times this week. What's on your agenda there, Spanky?
My agenda is I have a day job thing I have to go to in Maine, but I'm going to do open mics in Maine. I already looked it up. There's 3 one night. So I'm going to try to hit at least 2. And then Friday and Saturday, I'm at the Richmond Funny Bone with Josh Wolf.
Oh, shit. Tickets are selling quickly.
Oh, yeah. I'm very excited. Josh and Jacob, Friday night.
Vegas. You're in New York City. And again, I always felt the little stigma for a long time that I was going, because before I started going on the road with Joe, I was doing tours with Mark Babbitt, and he was taking me to open up for various people. And then I would get a job from that, whether it was Paul Rodriguez or Dave Attell or Bobby Slayton, you know. And then somebody picks you up. I think I was working with somebody else for a while. And then I was too dirty to work with them. And then I started working with Rogan as an MC. I just was in Miami, and they needed an MC, and they were kind enough to ask me to stay. And for a long time, I didn't work with Rogan as a feature. I worked with Rogan as an MC. He wasn't making no money then. He wasn't bringing the whole three of us with him. That was not happening back then. So if I wanted to work with Joe, I had to put the money out of my own pocket for the hotel room.
Wow. Yeah. How did he see you the first time? It was at the store?
It was at the store.
And I opened
up for Eddie Griffin a few times.
Oh, that's crazy. That's
nice.
nice.
And I opened up for Dice a few times on the Bad Boy tour in Las Vegas with Jim Norton and fucking Bobby Lee. This has to be 98, 90, 99, 2000.
Damn, Dice has a good eye. He picked those are three fucking heavy-duty dudes.
Jimmy was just starting to cook on Opie and Anthony. Bobby Lee was being Bobby Lee like a motherfucker. And I was out there, you know, trying to just... But all those years I made a contact. Mm-hmm. And that's what you did. That's what you did with Vegas. So I'm really proud of you, Lee.
Thank you. But
we're going to go to Richmond, Virginia. And the MC is going to go, listen, next time you come, call me. I got a Monday, Tuesday, and a Wednesday. 2 hours from here, they pay $250 a night.
Fuck yeah. That's a great thing about comedy. And that's what helped me. Like, I was thinking about it. This is the second week of January. I go into the last week of March right now. I don't have a week off.
Well, fucking God bless you, my friend.
I'm really excited. This is the first time it's ever happened, and I'm pumped. And yeah, I just thank you, dude. Thank you, and thank everyone who comes out to the shows, because it's been a lot of you guys have been coming out and telling me, and it means a lot. So thank you, all of you.
Doug, we've been on the air together for a long time. You sat in those rooms and you listen. I watch what Eleanor's doing, and I get blown away. I still remember Eleanor fucking, you know, hitting me with a fucking paper towel to pick up my mat, you know. And all those years she was paying attention. And look, it paid off. So I'm happy you did pay attention. I'm happy that you're blowing up like you thought I would. Call the Crip, same number, same hood. It's all good. I'll see you next week, sucker. Stay black, and I'm going to hit 2 open mics for you this week.
Love you, buddy. Congrats.
All right. Love you, too. I want to talk to you about Fuji Ghee. Listen, you're thinking about changing your life. You saw the chick last night, the stallion on the show. You're like, I'm going to go join whatever. Listen, you want to have contact with people. You want to talk to people. You want to grow into a family. Go to your Wikipedia. I don't know, Wikipedia, whatever. Google the local jiu-jitsu school in your area. Take the free class. See what it's like. If you like it, go to FujiGi.com right now. Pick a nice gi out. The Superado, they got gis for under $100 that'll rock your world. They even had a gi on special for $60 a couple of weeks ago that'll rock your world. It's Fuji, Jack. They got the mountain, the whole thing, the earth. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Go to Fuji.com and get yourself a gi. And like I told you, either use Coco, Uncle Joey, whatever. Take your pick. Take a chance. Columbus did. Also, I want to talk to you about Onnit. I've been with them for 12 years now, Lee? 12 years. And every January, I go on my little alpha brain fucking cycle. I blast off for 4 weeks. I drink water. Tomorrow, I got to go do a blood test. But what am I telling you all this for? Just go to Onnit.com. That's where the party starts. They got Shroom Tech. They got Shroom Tech Immune. They got electrolytes. They have so many great new products that'll rock your world. But it starts with you. Go to Onnit.com right now. And again, take a chance. Columbus did. Go with Coco, Uncle Joey, and Joey. It's Joey for Onnit. All right. Anyway, they don't have a website that helps you recover, like, you miss podcast cues. Anyway, I love you guys. Thank you for giving us a chance again. We'll see you next Tuesday morning. Tip Top Magoo. Stay black.